Rise like lions after slumber, in unvanquishable number. Shake your chains to earth like dew, which in sleep had fallen on you. You are many, they are few. What is peace, my friends? How do you define peace? Peace is the absence of feedback. How do you define peace? I'll tell you what I can define peace by through my own experience. My dear friend Andy, who's sitting right there, invited me to come and volunteer at the Akron Emergency Shelter last winter. When I went in there, it was in the morning time, I was witnessing a scene where men and women were sleeping on thin mattresses inside large rooms separated by plastic sheeting. But that was what they had to keep them away from the bitter cold and the wind and the blizzards of Northeast Ohio. But at 8 o'clock in the morning, those people had to leave. Their 12 hours of allotted peace was over. And the lucky ones that could come back the next night could come back if there was space in the shelter. That's not peace. Peace would be if all the leaders of Summit County and Akron and the churches and the large businesses and the small businesses and the groups, the charitable organizations would get together and forge a way for the homeless to have a peace of their own, a little room of their own, a room where they could find peace and shelter, not just one night, but every night, a lasting peace. And that's the kind of peace that I want to talk to you about today, my dear friends. And I'm so grateful that you're here today, and I'm grateful to Indivisible Akron for inviting me here to speak. In peace, we cannot be passive. There's too much passivity going on these days. Too much of, I don't know if I can do this-ness. We can't be passive. Today, we are confronted with a need to have active peacemaking. Peaceful peacemaking, but active. We cannot go into a hole and hide there. There is no hole big enough or deep enough for what we are enduring today. So my friends, number one, mark my words, peace cannot be passive. We need each and every one of you to stand up for peace. The applause time does not count against the hook that's going to come and yank me off the stage, okay? I'm just letting you know that, Jim, right now. Okay, peace is not a destination. It's a work in progress. Do you agree with me? Peace is not a destination. It's a work in progress. We've got to work at this thing every single day. All right? Peace requires, as I said, action. Imagine if Martin Luther King Jr. was passive, didn't do anything. If Mahatma Gandhi was passive. If Jesus Christ was passive. Can you imagine what the world would be like today if they had been passive? No, I can't. Neither can we. So when we talk about bringing peace, who's going to bring peace? You say, I'm no Mahatma. I'm no Messiah. I can't do this. It's beyond me. In the words of Mother Teresa, she said, peace can be with the little people, person to person, no matter how big you are, how little you are, how small you are, you can wage peace, person to person. So keep those words in mind. Words of Mother Teresa. Now, you are not alone. You think you're afraid. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid. I'm afraid too. I'm afraid of the juggernaut that's bearing down upon me. I'm afraid too. But look around you. We have a church full of people. There's even people sitting up there. They got the good seats. You don't know it. But we are surrounded by people with the same intention, the same ideal, the same desire, the same burning thirst for peace. You're not alone. You are not alone. Did everybody find, by the way, at the end of their pews, a few note cards and a pen or two? Good. Pass those around. There'll be need for those later. We're going to do an exercise later. It'll be about 25 minutes. It'll be graded. Okay. When preparing for this speech, I put together 5 key points. Number 1, peace through strength. Number 2, self-care. Number 3, draw from the positives. Number 4, support groups in the area and support progressive media. And number 5, take back our flag. I'm going to talk about these things one by one. You liked that last one, didn't you? Should I go first with that last one? Should I go first with that last one? I don't hear you very well. Should I go first with the last? Okay, good. Let's do that. Let's take back our flag. The preamble to our Declaration of Independence says, we know these truths to be self-evident, right? That our Creator has given all men who are equal, the right to life, liberty, and the what? The pursuit of happiness. Are we going to let someone take that away from us? Next year will be the 250th anniversary of our democracy. 250 years ago, we kicked out a king. True or not? We kicked out a king 250 years ago. Do we want to bring back another king? Do we want to anoint another king? That's why, my friends, this is something you all can do tomorrow. Fly the flag. I don't care where you get it from. You go online tonight, you can order it. It'll be delivered tomorrow morning by drone. Fly the flag. Fly it proudly. Stick it in your front yard. Attach it to your home. Put a flag sticker or a placard on your car. Attach that flag to your poster at rallies. Carry that flag when you go on marches. That flag belongs to you. It has always belonged to you. It was taken away because we were too afraid to pick it up. Now is not the time to be afraid. Pick up that flag. Starting tomorrow. I mean it. If there's 300 of us here, and that counts the upstairs too, if there's 300 of us here, there's got to be 300 flags tomorrow, carried proudly. Because when we fly the flag, we send a message that this Constitution belongs to us all. That this nation belongs to us all. That the rule of law belongs to us all. And yes, it is alive and well, despite the way it's been eviscerated over the last 8 months. So my dear friends, tomorrow you're going to fly the flag. Okay? Yes or no? Great. All right. Now, can I switch back to point number 1? Great. Okay. So my first point was essentially peace through strength. My friends, we cannot have peace if we are not strong. We've got to have the necessary strength in order to propagate peace. And that means we've got to use the tools we have to stay in a condition that lets us continue to spread peace. And one of those things I want you to do right now is that note card and that pen that was hanging around at the edge of each pew. Take that note card and take that pen and share. Do not fight, please, okay? There's no fighting here. We're here for a speech on peace. So take that note card, write your name and your phone number down legibly, and then share that card with other people you'd like to meet and talk to. Let them take a picture of that card in their phone. And if you'd like to talk to them, hopefully you do, then you take a picture of their card. And then you guys get together and have a cup of coffee and start plotting peace. Devious plot hatched in Akron, Ohio for peace. Authorities left dumbstruck. Okay? If we could start AA in Akron, why can't we start Peace Anonymous in Akron? Right? Right? So, pick up that notepad, pick up that pen, write your name and share. Okay, so that's going to be peace through strength. Because we all know when we rise up from our slumber in unvanquishable number, we are many and they are few. Self-care. We can't be brave and strong if we don't do self-care. So turn off that damn phone. Turn off that television which is blaring the same thing over and over again every news cycle. Okay? Limit your time on social media because it's just an echo chamber. And instead of that, turn to nature, go for a walk, eat a healthy meal, spend time with your families. Do the things that are going to make you strong. Why? Because in gaining strength and in gaining resilience, you are building your strength for peace. And self-care also reflects outward. Remember this, my friends, when you're talking to someone else and they're saying something that you don't like, our knee-jerk reaction might be to either push back or to leave. I ask you to do neither. Don't take that road. Instead, engage. Politely and respectfully. Carefully consider the arguments. Sometimes all people need is someone to listen to them. And maybe you can start turning minds and changing hearts just by listening. It may not be easy, but it's a way to start. When you're doing that, do it with compassion. Do it with kindness. As we heard many of our speakers and singers talk about love. Give love. So many things are happening that are terrible in the world today, done by people who probably never experienced love. If we can show we love and we care, that could be another person whose heart is turned and another tragedy which is averted. So speak in terms of peace and speak in terms of kindness, because that is critical. And in doing that, speak in terms of tolerance and compassion, because tolerance and compassion are part of the vocabulary you're going to have in order to preach peace. And when I say preach, I don't mean make it sound like you're all preachy and higher than thou. I don't mean that at all. It's peace through your actions, by the kindness or gentleness in which you deal with someone at a grocery store counter, with the kindness you meet someone with who don't even know, who might perhaps have a flat tire on the expressway. And I'm going to give you all one assignment for peace, in addition to the flag thing. Okay, let's not forget the flag thing. All right, here's the assignment. I'm betting that all of you here are able to vote and are registered to vote, and that you vote. But there's many people in our own communities who don't vote. And it's going to be your task, an easy one to start, to find out who isn't voting and why not. And if they're not voting, is there some way for them to vote? Why haven't they voted? Maybe they don't have an ID. Maybe they don't even register because they don't know where to go. Maybe they moved into the area. Find out. Take them to the Board of Elections. Take them to the BMV. Get an ID. Maybe they don't have the money for an ID. Perhaps you can help them with that. When election time comes around, take them to the polls. Many people work jobs which don't allow for time to get to vote. Maybe they can vote early, and you can do that for them. You can take them and go and vote. My friends, nobody said peace was convenient. Nobody said propagating peace is easy. I don't think I said that. I don't think any of our singers and speakers said that. Peace is not easy. Peace is not convenient. Nothing that is good, have you noticed, is ever convenient. Right? Except donuts. All right? So, consequently, please try to do that. Figure out if there's someone who needs to vote and isn't voting. And imagine this, if each one of us just finds one person, that automatically doubles the size of the number of people in this room who are going to vote. And this is an easy election for voting. Why? Because there's no super PAC money involved. It's all local races. There's no airwaves being flooded with drivel 24 hours of the day. This is a good election. And once they're in, they're registered, we can follow up. Okay? So self-care includes helping people to vote. Do something good for yourself, do something good that you feel about, and keep propagating peace. Next, let's talk about supporting the institutions that support peace. Those include news media, associations, organizations. I want to draw your attention to the fact that the ACLU is fighting battles everywhere, all across this country, on our behalf. On our behalf, in order to curb the practices of the administration. We need to have more support for groups like the ACLU. They need to be able to hire more lawyers. They need to be able to pay their administrative costs. We need your support. Support the Southern Poverty Law Center. Support groups even like the Sierra Club and the NRDC. Why? Because they are waging their own battles to protect our national heritage, to protect our wilderness areas. We need those areas to recharge our batteries. So donate to these types of groups. That's a way to wage peace. Another way is locally. Support our media. Support the Ohio Capital Journal, for example, which tells us what is going on in Columbus, Ohio. So critical to our state. And it's fully self-funded, so it helps them to receive a donation from you. Let's go local. Support the Akron Beacon Journal. Support Signal Akron. We need good local reporting. Without the real news, all we're going to get is the fake news. And you know what that looks like. Okay? So let's support the real news. And on that same note, let's support our brilliant, wonderful local groups. Indivisible Akron. Will all the office bearers and committee members and leaders of Indivisible Akron, if you're here, please stand up. Please stand up if you're here from Indivisible Akron. Great. We see you there. We have Noel in the back. Yes, yes, come on, stand up, stand up. There you go, wonderful. Everybody turn around, take a look at this fantastic group. Give them a hand. We need more indivisibles, don't we? We need more indivisibles. Fabulous, fabulous. First Congregational Church, any members of that church here, they let us use this magnificent facility. Yes, please stand up, please, please. Stand up, my dear friends. Yes, First Congregational Church. Thank you. Thank you for what you've done and letting us be here. I know my dear friend Kathy Ress is sitting there with her troop of her Hispanic friends. Viva Hispania! Please stand up, all of you. Stand up, all of you. Come on. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Kathy is also with the group Akron Interfaith Council. So please support them in the work that they do. My friends, I know that things look very bleak. We may be under a feeling of tremendous oppression right now. But like I said, remember, you've got your cards, you've got your numbers. Share those numbers. Make your phone into a Rolodex. You know what a Rolodex is? Maybe some of you remember. Some glimmering in your mind of what a Rolodex is, yes? Okay, good. All right, so make your phone into a Rolodex, all right? And use it, and build those networks. I know that things may appear oppressive, but they're not oppressive if we band together. I have this great feeling, looking at all of you here today, that we shall overcome. Do you agree with me? Do you think we shall overcome? This is a pretty lukewarm bunch here. Do you think we shall overcome? If you think so, let's shout it loud enough to blow that glass cupola off the roof of this building. What do you think? Can you do that? Can you do that? Can we all shout, we shall overcome together? Yes? Okay. On the count of 3, we shall overcome. Sorry, I said count of 3 and I didn't count 3, did I? Okay. 1, 2, 3. We shall overcome. I can't hear you. That was weak, very weak. One more time. 1, 2, 3.
We shall overcome.
And one last time. 1, 2, 3. We shall overcome. Thank you all very much.
That's Farhad Sethna.